What's up, everyone? Back from their training log. This week is going to be very similar to last week. Um, there are some few changes I did, especially towards the end of the week with my whole clean and snatch day. I kind of switched that up a lot. But let's start off with squats here. Squat, I was supposed to do on my top set. I was supposed to go for 5 reps. I ended up getting 3, which is fine. I mean, I would have liked 5, but previous week at this same weight, I ended up getting 1. So I got 2 more this week. That's a win. Um, I'm getting a better idea of how, like what exactly my maxes are without having to test like 1 rep maxes. Because coming off of the end of the season, everything got kind of out of whack, and I'd end up not training nearly as much as I normally would. So we're trying to just like build back, get back into the groove, and these first 2 weeks are kind of just that. Going into next week, it's going to be it's going to be more precisely programmed because I'm getting a good idea of what I can do right now, what my strength levels are based on these 2 weeks, and something I can write like a more detailed program with. And on bench, I did on my top set, I did 3 reps and not 5 because all these are going to generally be like 5 reps or whatever. And I got 3. And again, that's not like ideal, but it's fine for what this is. I got a good idea of where I'm at and a good base to progress off of. But like I mentioned last week, that this kind of part of my season or my off season, it's really just packing on muscle while still trying to move heavyweight. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So if I don't get whatever my max, like if I don't hit my max reps like I program, I'm okay with it because the main work is the volume work is putting in those extra sets. And so last week I was doing 3x10s on all my accessories. This week on bench and push press, I push can't talk right now. Push press. I end up getting 5 sets at 10 reps, which is more. That's more volume. That's more work that I'm putting in. I actually feel like I'm capable of doing that. As in, like last week, I just didn't feel like I was capable of getting those extra sets in. So the work volume is increasing. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more comfortable in the gym again, which sometimes that takes time. If you've been like really sporadic in your training and you're trying to jump back into a program, or you've taken like just a good chunk of time off and you're trying to get back into a program, sometimes it takes 2-3 weeks to really like kind of get that dialed in. Sometimes people even longer. But I think 2 weeks has gone pretty good for me. So going forward, we're going to be pretty close to being on program. I am trying something new this off season. Now that we're getting into like more diligently programmed, more accurate programming, I had been squatting twice a week and benching twice a week, and I'm loving that. These past 2 weeks have been it's been really good. I feel like I'm getting a ton of volume in, ton of work in, and over the course of 10 weeks or whatever, that should really show progress, right? It's all kind of what we're going for. We're just going for progress here. We need to be moving in the right direction. And I'm also decided to add cleans in twice a week. Because if you guys have been watching me for any length of time, you know my snatches and cleans are trash. Like they're not good. I'm not like I'm not the strongest guy in the world by any stretch, but I am strong enough that my cleans should not be, I don't know, like 265. They should be more than that. I know I can clean more. My technique is just really bad. And so what do you do when your technique is bad? Whether it be lifting or throwing, you get reps on reps on reps on reps. You just keep doing it and tweaking little things here and there. For the clean, like it's like fixing my start position, so I pull, I don't know, more vertical and less in all this different stages that I'm doing. Right, I'm trying to get better at the clean, because that is a very valuable lift, especially for throwers and just anyone trying to like just use max power to be able to be as powerful as they can be. A clean is one of the best movements for that, and I don't want to just cut that short. And you can talk about, if there's you can have the argument of, is doing a clean necessary, catching it in a power position, or even like a full clean, versus just doing clean pulls. And for those who don't know the difference, there's, a clean is you pull the weight from the ground and catch it on your shoulders, right? And there's two positions. There's like the power, which is like you're not catching it in a deep squat, and a full clean, you'd be catching it like ass to grass. The clean pull is you do all the same thing, but you just don't catch it on your shoulders. You just kind of throw it up, try to get as high as you can, like, to your, some people say to your chest, some people say to your chin. Like, you just pull that thing as high as you can, and you essentially drop it, or you go for more reps. There's a lot of discussion out there that a clean pull, or even a snatch pull, which is just your hands are wider apart, is going to give you all the benefit of catching the clean or catching the snatch overhead. It gives you all the same benefit for throwing, and I can't argue that. I think that is mostly true, but there is something to be said for doing a really good clean, and how much like technically how much like power you can put out. And in my mind, being a little bit of a gym rat, I want to do the lift. I want to do the full thing, and like, catch it on my shoulders or catch it overhead for the snatch. I'm just not good enough to really do it the way that I want to. So we're working on it. We're working on it because it's cool. Doing the correct lift the correct way, right, is pretty sweet. And then there are added benefits, and like you can go back and look at, like, I don't know, man, like 1980s like Russian literature on snatches and cleans, and how there is a benefit to that, like that stretch shortening cycle of like catching it and like kind of popping and like standing back up with it. There is benefit to that. So I'm going to work on it, and that requires me to get more reps in, and more reps means do it multiple times a week. I'm going to program it on my push press day, to do one day of cleans on that. I'll probably do it before. Kind of just speculating here. I might do it before my push press, because I don't feel like my push press is weak by any means. And being as though like a clean is a completely different lift than the push press, completely different type of lift. I could see doing it before be beneficial to get that kind of like that warm up in, and because my cleans aren't super heavy, right? They're not really fatiguing, so I can do a good push press session after that. And then I'll do it again at the end of the week, because I really like to end my last training session of the week to be like Olympic lifting, like snatches and cleans. But we'll see how all that goes. I think, because that way I'm essentially getting twice as many reps as I would just doing it one day. And if I can handle the load and handle the fatigue that brings, then I say more is better, I guess, if you can handle it. So we'll try. I'm optimistic that I'll make some progress in it. So I'm not like catching my cleans like standing all the way up, like standing like legs locked or whatever. But we'll see. You'll see here a little bit later in this video, my snatch and clean day is different than last week, because I was having these little epiphanies of like, oh, your technique's wrong on this, and this, so maybe try and work on that, try and fix it. So what I did was I just loaded the bar up with a light weight and did the clean, and then I loaded a little bit more weight up, did the clean. load a little bit more weight up, miss the clean. And I just kept going through cycles of like getting the weight, missing the weight, loading and unloading, kind of even a good idea of where I'm at. And you'll see me get like really frustrated when like I have a pull that I thought was good and I miss it, like that one there. I was kind of mad, and I did this 3 or 4 times between the snatches and the cleans. I really wanted that weight. That would have been 275, and there's just no reason why I just can't do that. My technique is holding me back. So we're working on it. I see myself jumping forward a lot. I don't know if that's bad or not, because I'm not, again, strong Olympic weightlifter. But I adjust the weights up and down, try to get a feel of what I like, what I can program off of, especially doing cleans 2 days in a row, how to like adjust that load accordingly. But again, I'm optimistic. I had fun on this day. It was actually a lot of fun just ripping a bunch of cleans for singles, and then doing some snatches and stuff. That was 135, and that felt all right. And then I put like a little bit more weight on there, and it just doesn't seem to make sense like it did. It's a little more, it's not as snappy, but such is life. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. I'll let the rest of the video play out. If you have any questions on like my programming or what I'm doing in this off season, do throw a comment down there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, things like that. So it really helps me out on this channel, trying to get some feedback on what you guys are looking for in watching this. And as always, thanks for watching. Throw far. God bless.